Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Friday, November 29th, 2019. Two tragedies in the news today. At least two that I'm aware of. A mass stabbing in London, England, and a mass stabbing in The Hague in the Netherlands. And they're calling the second attack in The Hague a copycat incident. If you missed my first live stream this morning, it's too bad because it's been taken down for hate speech. Very predictable. In the last couple years, truth speech has been considered hate speech by Google. If you'd like to watch the video that was up earlier and you missed it, it's now on my BitChute channel. Go to BitChute, search Zachary K. Hubbard, Gematria Effect News. You should find it. That video is now there exclusively. So, a little bit of bad news there. No surprise, though. And then the other bad news is, since uploading the last video, I was feeling real lucky. I heard down in Las Vegas they had a prop bet on the mass stabber's name in London, and I put it all on the name being Salim Anus in light of the last stabber being Kubar Butt, and I lost it all. So now broken homeless, standing outside of a Starbucks doing my live stream. Still going to get the truth out there anyway. Salim Anus, Kumar Butt, it just seems so probable. Anyhow, let's get to the actual name of the latest London attacker, Usman Khan, 28. Where did this name come from? Khan, like the mayor's name. Talked about what was so interesting about Mayor Sadiq Khan this morning in light of the date of the attack. And if you missed that prior live stream that was taken down for hate speech, we talked an awful lot about 74, that number that just shows up again and again and again and again and again and again in mass tragedy. So notice the name of the shooter, Khan, 74, London, stabbing, killing, Jewish, occult, Masonic. If you want to add to that list, English, Gematria, they're all 74. Gematria is the practice of coding numbers into words. It's a Masonic practice, comes from the Jewish mysticism Kabbalah. Look into the song Gematria, the killing name. So 74, again and again and again and again and again. And now they encoded in the surname of the supposed stabber, Usman Khan. And let's not forget that they said he live streamed this incident, just like how on March 15th of this year, the 74th day of the year, the Ides of March, to remember the stabbing of Caesar, we got a live stream of a tragedy, supposedly a white supremacist, inspired by the Oslo bomber, attacking two mosques. And we said that day, well, first of all, we predicted that that day would be the date of a mass tragedy. And then that day we showed how that incident was synced up with the upcoming Tisha B'Av weekend, August 10th and August 11th. And sure enough, you got a mosque shooting in Oslo, Norway, August 10th. And 74 always front and center. Anyhow, this gentleman's first name, Usman. And they said they had a police tracker on this guy. Oh my. Anyway, Usman. That name equals 68, like the word terror, just like how the witness that they quoted earlier, the same witness who also survived the Boston Marathon bombing, that witness's name equaled 68, like terror. And again, 1968, when World Trade Center construction began, when 911 was made the national emergency dialing code, when George W. Bush graduated from Yale and Skull and Bones, 68, this number always encoded around terrorism. So Usman Khan, what a name. And then you put it together, Usman Khan, 10230, police 10230. The story is the police had released him even though he'd been guilty of acts of terrorism in the past, and now they had a tracker on him. And the reality is, no doubt about it, this story is no different than June 3rd, 2017, the last London Bridge attack, where people captured on video the police changing into costumes and posing as terrorists, and many of us circulated that video so the whole world could know about it. And just as fast, Google took down all of our channels. Because God forbid the world see police dressing up in costumes and posing as terrorists and duping the world. So realize these big tech companies, your police, these governments, they are the true terrorists of the world. It's not the Islamic boogeymen. They're doing the same thing in the UK and the Western world as they're doing in the United States of America. They're scaring people to make them fear and hate Islam. And then they're conducting false flags and blaming them on Islamic people. And it's all about the Masonic agenda. Order out of chaos. Scare people, take away their rights, make them submit, keep them fighting over the wrong things, keep them fearing the wrong things. This is the agenda, 100%. And YouTube will come along surely and call this more hate speech for stating nothing but the facts. You know? So let's go over that Hague incident. Oh yeah. 3 minors are wounded and a suspect remains at large. They must not have cameras all over the place like they do everywhere else in this world in the year 2019. So anyhow, they say this happened in the Grootmarktstraat. I don't know if that's how you say it. Whatever the place is, we'll get to that. But notice, 3 minors on the 333rd day of the year. Old 3, right? Notice minors equals 88 and 74, like London 74 and 88. They're calling this a copycat incident. Of course, Masonic stabbing. You know the 74 list. You'll often find 74 and 33 paired together in this study. Masonry's 33, the Hague's 33, England's 33, false flags 33, police is 33, so is secrecy, so is order. 33, 74. Numbers that come together a whole lot. And for the record, the word minor, the singular in this same cipher, minor, sums to 33. M is 4, I is 9, N is 5, O is 6, R is 9. You add it up, it's 33. Here, I'll just show you. I see the letters as numbers because I've been doing this for 6 years straight. Minor, same cipher, 33. 3 minors on the 333rd day of the year in The Hague. Now look at the name of this marketplace. 63 like terrorism, right? And remember, the last London bridge attack was on June 3rd, 6-3. And they blame that on Kuram Butt. Still can't believe they didn't go with the word Salim Anus today. They gotta let me start doing the encoding. I know how to mock even harder. Kuram Butt on June 3rd. Remember, Kuram Butt 63. Who can forget it? And if you are new here, there's 4 base ciphers: the alphabetic order with the rules numerology, the reverse alphabetic order with the rules numerology. Notice Kuram Butt's 135 like terrorism, and Kuram Butt's also 63 like terrorism. This latest incident comes on a Friday, the day of the week that sums to 63. Okay, so there's that piece, and I guess since they took down the video, let's do it one more time. What do you say? London Bridge equals 119. Fraternal Order of Police equals 119. June 3rd, police were filmed changing into costume, posing as terrorists. They reported then that the terrorists had hoax explosive devices, just like they reported the same thing today. And remember, worldwide police, they conduct drills in public without warning to add to the realism of the training. And what they're doing worldwide in these training drills is reporting them as real mass tragedies. From the June 3rd incident to today, November 29th, is 909 days. 9-9. This happened on November 29th, 11/29. 29 in numerology is 2 plus 9 is 11, so 11/11. 909 days later, 9s and 11s. London Bridge, 119. Fraternal Order of Police, 119. 11 symbolizes chaos. Notice the overlap with stabbing in London. Alphabetic order with the rules numerology. Perfect overlap with the reverse alphabetic order. Stabbing's 52, London is 25. This incident comes on a date with 52 and 25 numerology. Again, the last terror incident that was filmed and broadcast on the internet was on the 74th day of the year, the Ides of March shooting in Christchurch, New Zealand. Christchurch. Targeting Muslims. Think about it. Christchurch NZ 74. Again, like Masonic. This programming all connects to the false flag ritual of September 11, 2001, which took place on the 74th Meridian West. An incident that had a whole lot to do with 11 on a date that can be written 11/9, September 11th. Again, New York, the 11th state. The first flight supposedly hit the building was flight AA-11. The World Trade Centers looked like giant 11s. They were 110 stories tall, 110. They blamed it on a boogeyman in a cave, Osama bin Laden, who was part of Al-Qaeda, funded by the CIA. Notice the word terrorist is 142 and 52. Let's come back up to stabbing. 142 and 52. They said the 9/11 attack lasted an hour and 42 minutes. It was blamed on Osama, who died on 5/2 or 2/5. The word government's 52, the word authority's 52, Kabbalah's 52, the Kabbal's 52, ISIS is 52, Gematria is 52. Today's 52 days after Sadiq Khan's birthday, and then they give you a suspect with the name Khan. If you count the full span of days from Sadiq Khan's birthday, it would be 7 months and 4 days. See, this says not including, but if you do include the full span, it would be 7 weeks and 4 days, After it's 7 weeks and 3 days, you count the span 7 weeks and 4 days for another 74, like Khan, like London, like stabbing. And again, in Kabbalah's Book of Formation, it stated that God created the world with letters, numbers, and words. That's why they use this code, the Kabbalah. Playing God over the masses with one fabricated story after the next. Keeping the sleeping masses in check. Making them beg for more Big Brother. We need more cameras. Go back a couple years. There was an incident in London. I can't remember if it was the March 22nd incident. One of the terror incident, it could have even been the London Bridge incident, but somebody in London called for 74 more security cameras in the city. Go back. I remember covering that a couple years back. I know it's there. Been doing this for 6 years straight. Laughed at a lot of the stories and the numbers that encoded it. And it's just amazing to me that more people haven't caught on. I mean, everybody in London should have been sharing the video that I put out. Everyone in London should have been sharing every video that I've been putting out over all these years, exposing all this. The whole Brexit shenanigans, all of it. And instead what people like is they like people like Sargon of Akkad. That guy had $100,000 a month on his Patreon for feeding into the mainstream propaganda narrative, just feeding people nothing but bullshit. That's where the money really is, the mainstream, right? Appeal to those mainstream brain-dead zombies and fill up your pockets. Sargon of Akkad. Another fraud. Another con. Anyhow. What else is there to say? From September 11th to today, 79 days later. Today has 79 date numerology. London Bridge is 79, so is murder. They said 2 people have died. They said the attacker had a hoax explosive device, 223, like Masonic and Jewish gematria. Hold on, we got a caller real quick. Let's see. What's up, caller?
This is a UFC riddle. It's Usman thing. There's a big UFC fight next week in Vegas. It's Usman versus Covington.
Okay. Yeah, they often do connect this to the world of sports, so I don't doubt it.
Yeah, Usman's the favorite. So I think this has something to do with it whenever you get a chance.
Okay. I'll take a peek.
All right, Zach.
All right, see you. Okay. Oh, by the way, did I link it up here? I covered it in the video earlier. In the video that was taken down, which you can watch on BitChute, I was sure to point out that when Osama died, when Osama supposedly died May 2nd, 2011, It was 119 weeks after Obama took office, right on the nose. Osama. Let's see. See how they emphasize terror attack? Some do 174 like false flag, like New World Order. Again, CNN, their top stories this morning were the black hole on Black Friday and the false flag, black hole, false flag, perfect overlap. By the way, that hoax, what did they say? What did they call it again? What did they call that thing? Where's it at? Hoax explosive device 223, that's the 48th prime number. So ties right in with the false flag. Hoax alone also sums to 48, so does propaganda. Propaganda, hoax, false flag, all 48, 223, the 48th prime. And the first witness they gave us today also survived the Boston Marathon bombing. Remember the Boston Marathon bombing? Dozakar Sarnaev, another 74. You had the story of Mason Wells, the Mormon missionary who survived the Boston Marathon bombing, the Friday the 13th Paris attack, and also the March 22nd Brussels, Belgium bombing. Highly believable. The Mason Wells, the Mormon missionary. Notice Mormons 74 and 29. Missionaries 142 and 52. Again, the numbers that connect to terrorist, stabbing. See how they put it all together? And then the witness, her name was Olivia Bizzett. Olivia 689440, terror 684094. Olivia also 32, like today, leaves 32 days left in the year. And then you take her full name, Olivia Bizzett, 59 in the most pure cipher. Today has 59 date numerology. Modern Freemasonry began in London in 1717. Freemasonry sums to 59 in Hebrew and English. 59 is the 17th prime. Modern Freemasonry 1717. The word Mason 17. 59 years later, 1776. The Masonic Nation, the United States of America. Bizett's also 63. Again, like Friday, like terrorism, like the last attack on 6/3 on the London Bridge. And then we also talked about how police are called to a stabbing at premises near London Bridge at 1:58 p.m. Remember, Freemasonry is also 1:58, so was Boris Johnson. From the day Theresa May took office to the day Boris Johnson took office was exactly 158 weeks later. Very repetitive numbers. London, England's 59 and 58, like Freemasonry's 58 and 59. The home of modern Freemasonry. And again, this morning we talked about the 33s, and then moments later you get a stabbing at the Hague for another 33. Police, Masonry, Federal, Secrecy, Order, England, the Hague, all 33. They said there's going to be a larger police presence on the streets after this. That's what it's all about. It's all about building up the police surveillance state. Here's a headline from The Independent. London Bridge incident. Live updates. Armed police shoot man dead. I mean, you can just always see just the forced phrasing as area evacuated amid major security operation in capital. Anytime the media emphasizes a word or a set of words in a headline, it's because of the gematria. Shoot man dead. Look how that compares with London Bridge. Exact same in 3 out of the 4 ciphers. Exact same. And London Bridge also has something in common with United Kingdom, for the record. United Kingdom, London Bridge. Let me zoom it in so it's bigger. See the overlap? 65, 205. Game of Thrones. Check out Game of Thrones and United Kingdom. The exact same in all 4. Not an accident. Not an accident. And that 61 and 47, something that's often encoded in breaking news. News is 61 and 47 as well. So, didn't make this broadcast quite as fun as the one this morning. But, just feeling a little bit exhausted from all the censorship, you know. Really tired of my work being called hate speech. The real hate speech is what the media does. I mean, this entire propaganda event is truly hate speech. Because it's all false, it's all a lie, it's all about making people hate Islam. And that's why when you listen to turds like Sargon of Akkad, you know, they're always going off about Muslims and Islam and, you know, they're just falling for the mainstream narrative. And then they get online and they bitch about it, and next thing you know, there's $100,000 in people backing their Patreon page. All you guys who say I'm in it for the money, trust me, I can follow how to make money online. Appeal to Christians, pretend to be a Christian, ching, you know. Follow every latest hashtag, things I never do, you know. Get into the more divisive political aspects of things, you know. You want to make money, you got to live in the matrix. You got to be a part of the matrix. You got to appeal to the minds of the masses who are in the matrix, not do what I do, and expose how this whole operation is run. So, somebody out there is probably going, but Zach, you have more support on Patreon than almost anybody else out there. You got more support on Patreon than people that have 1 million subscribers. Yeah, that's true. But you know what? The people who support me, most of them don't support me for this actual work. The ones who do, I'm grateful for. The reason I have so much money on Patreon is because people support me because I help them make money at gambling by showing them how sports are rigged by this code and getting ahead of the outcomes before they happen. You know? That's why I have the support that I do on Patreon. Not for this. I wish people supported for this. This is the more important work. So, anyway. Let me check in with the chat real quick. For people asking how to get an invite to the new website, you won't need an invite once it launches. It's supposed to launch by Tuesday. It sure better, because it was supposed to launch weeks ago. And the website builders have really been dragging their feet lately, and I'm quite frustrated because they're charging a lot, and I'm paying for all these services that we're... Anyway, it better be ready by Tuesday, and you won't need an invite. You'll just be able to register. I'm going to be looking for people to be moderators in the community because no doubt the trolls are going to attack this site, so I'm going to need people to ban the trolls. We're going to keep it troll-free, but it's going to take a community to do it. But, yeah, you won't need an invite. It'll just be open once the website's done. So... Well, I worked all day for Thanksgiving, but other than that, it was okay. So, yeah, the Gary Rhodes thing, I covered that on my blog. Here, hold on. Gary Rhodes. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Gary Rhodes. So Gary Rhodes died 218 days after his birthday, or 7 months and 4 days. You know, we know about 74, right? But death is 218. And he was 59 years old. The word kill is 59 in Jewish gematria. 59 is the 17th prime. It's also 17 in reduction. And the news broke the day after his death on a date with 57 numerology. That was November 27, 19, the day the news broke. Gary Rhodes, 57. Gary, 57. Scottish Rite, 57. And he died the day prior in Dubai, on the day leaving 35 days left in the year. Dubai's 35. So is the word Svengali, which is the word that represents evil in the entertainment industry. See a lot of suspicious deaths in connection to that number. So, Again, there's no more hazardous profession than being a celebrity. And again, follow my blog. It's where I put up a lot of information. Okay, I'll look for that email. Thank you. All right, you guys, just reading the chat. I think I'm going to wrap it up for there. Got to get back to work. Everyone needs their college football picks tomorrow. So, back on the grind. Till next time, Truth Seeker.